Welcome to SRMV News. Xi tells Scholz political trust simple to annihilate, difficult to remake. Beijing, November 4. Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday met with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, the primary G7 pioneer to visit China since the coronavirus pandemic started, cautioning of the straightforwardness with which shared political trust can be annihilated. Scholz's one-day visit is trying things out among China and the West following quite a while of mounting pressures, experts say, with talks addressing Russia's conflict on Ukraine, environmental change, and corresponding business sector access. During lunch with Scholz, she focused on that it is not difficult to obliterate political trust yet challenging to modify it, and the two sides need to deal with it, as per a readout of the gathering from the state-run Xinhua news organization. Xi likewise told Scholz that China and Germany ought to regard one another and deal with one another's center advantages, as per Xinhua. Prior, while hello Scholz at the incomparable lobby of individuals in the core of Beijing, Xi encouraged the two nations to take care of additional intently on global problems. As huge and compelling nations, in the midst of progress and disturbance, China and Germany ought to cooperate even more, to reconcile and advancement, Xi expressed, as per state telecaster CCTV. As of now, the global circumstance is complicated and unstable, he said. Before their lunch meeting, Scholz told Xi that it was great the two chiefs were meeting face-to-face during tense times, and said Russia's intrusion of Ukraine was making issues for the guidelines-based worldwide request, as per a recording of the comments given by the German designation. Scholz then, at that point, met with active Chief Li Keqiang later in the early evening, where he told Li that it was clear China and Germany were no companions of decoupling. During a news meeting after his conversation with Li, Scholz said he raised the issue of Taiwan. China guarantees the island similar to possess an area and has never repudiated the utilization of power to bring it under its influence. Like the US, furthermore, different nations, we are seeking after a one-China strategy. However, I have made similarly evident that any adjustment of Taiwan's the norm should be serene or by common assent, he said. Scholz and the assignment of German business pioneers flying with him were controlled coronavirus tests after arriving in Beijing on Friday morning, with Chinese clinical staff wearing hazardous material suits going into the plane to lead the tests, as per the Reuters correspondent going with the appointment. The designation was moved from the air terminal to a state guest house to anticipate their outcomes, which Scholz immediately cleared, as indicated by his press group. Individuals from the German consulate in Beijing who come into contact with the designation should go through standard quarantine strategies, 7 days in a lodging followed by 3 days at home, as per government sources. China's severe zero coronavirus strategy and developing pressures with the West have made it unworkable for heads of significant Western powers to visit China, while Xi just continued unfamiliar outings in September. Since the finish of the 20th Public Congress of the Decision Socialist faction last month, a few unfamiliar pioneers have visited China and been given exceptions to the severe coronavirus checks by being put in rises to limit the possibilities of coronavirus cases being brought into Beijing. Trying things out. Scholz's visit is probable a welcome improvement for the Chinese initiative, who will be hoping to support relations with the rest of the world. China, in the current homegrown and worldwide conditions, requires his visit and anything the two sides would together proclaim in Beijing, particularly not long after the Party Congress, said Shi Yinhong, a teacher of global relations at Renmin College in Beijing. In the midst of notable expansion and an approaching downturn in Germany, Scholz will be hoping to underscore the requirement for proceeded with collaboration with China. In the approach the visit, there had been analysis of the visit inside the EU and the German government alliance, fundamentally from the Green Coalition and the dissidents. These pressures were featured by an arrangement last week where Chinese delivery monster Costco got endorsement from Berlin for a stake in a Hamburg port terminal notwithstanding resistance from alliance accomplices. China's vital job in key enterprises from shipbuilding to electric vehicles, alongside the remarkable monetary headwinds confronting Germany, implied Scholz needs collaboration with China more than his ancestor Angela Merkel could possibly do, said Wang Yiwei, Jean Monnet seat teacher and overseer of the Middle for European Examinations at Renmin College. Merkel was additionally very philosophical towards China. First and foremost, however, at that point she altered her perspective. Scholz has changed his tune much quicker, however he doesn't have as strong a homegrown political remaining as Merkel. said Wang. Thanks for watching.